Ooh, hey. So, this one, I don't know. I don't want to call it a stream of conscious one because it's not really stream of conscious. It's just talking as it comes, you know. This one's kind of planned out-ish, but I don't really have one topic like I normally do. I kind of have a couple that'll just kind of meld together. So, here goes. For starters, as usual, as I say, I went to one of our vendors, and I do these when I come back. Reason I do them only when I come back to my job is because, well, I make a pit stop, and usually that pit stop's at McDonald's. I know, I've hated on McDonald's quite a bit, but it's the only thing that's convenient and local enough to me, so there's nothing else, at least not on the way to this company. So, and the McDonald's is not the best, but it's not the worst one either, so it's kind of tolerable. Anyhow, speaking of McDonald's, though, I brought that up because I wanted to just talk about their service. So I know I've talked a lot about the corporate side of things and how their menu is limited and their prices are outrageous and they really offer no deals at all. I mean, the best deal they have is drinks for $1, which I do like to go there and get a drink for $1, but it just seems kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. Like, you're a restaurant. You need to have more than just drinks for $1. Like, a drink special should be something like Dunkin's would have. You know, they specialize in drinks, not a restaurant. But anyway, they really have nothing. Like, even Burger King nowadays has their mini dollar menu. It's not much, but still, they got the burger, the chicken, and fries, and a drink nowadays on it. So it's something. It's better than nothing. All McDonald's has is, oh, McRib's back. Like, oh, cool. A $5 sandwich that comes around for 2 to 3 months. Ooh. And when you really stop and break it down, why is it so much? It's a basic sandwich. It has pickles, barbecue sauce, and onions. And that's it. Oh, and a different bread. Ooh. And let's be real, too. I mean, maybe the patty is what causes the price hike, but, like, really, it's McDonald's. You really think that patty's costing that much? No. It's fake, just like everything else. I mean, granted, yeah, it can't be super real. You don't want a sandwich with actual bones. But I'm just saying, like, it's just like some weird processed thing. Processed crap is cheaper for a reason. Because it's crap. And here it is, $5 for one sandwich. Like, oh, okay. But anyways, yeah. So what I wanted to talk about, though, was the service side of things. McDonald's service, in general, has gone to trash. And at a lot of locations I go to, and I don't understand why. Like, I made a thing on TikTok before, and, you know, the guy... So the restaurant that I used to work at, the guy that's the manager, he's still the manager there, and he's got TikTok as well, and he basically saw it as I was, I don't know, calling out his store. Like, he started defending his people and, like, kind of hating on me, and I'm like, so I did a response to him. I'm like, well, calm down. I was not attacking you. I was speaking in general, because I was speaking in general. But in all fairness, his store is one of the biggest offenders. They've really fallen apart. From the days when I worked there, I'm not saying I held it together. I'm just saying, like, from my experience with that company, it was so much better when I was a part of it. Like, how do I phrase this? Because I'm making it sound like I made the difference, and that's not how I mean it. I just mean, like, the crew that we had while I was part of the crew, there you go, was so much better than what they have now. Now they just have a bunch of idiots who just suck. And it used to be, when they did suck, it was the night shift. Granted, not when I was there. We were good. We handled our stuff. But after I left, the night shift started to fall apart. And that's because a lot of us left. I left. A couple of the others that were decent left. So you kind of had new people. And they sucked. And it was like, well, I get it. Because a lot of times what McDonald's does is they'll schedule, like, crappier people for the night. Because you suck. And they know it's slower. So it's like, whatever. We don't need our top dogs at night. So, but now that one is just horrible. It's, you know, you go at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you're sitting in line and drive-thru for 10 minutes. And it's like, what happened? This would have never been a thing before. And like I said, it's not just that one. That one's the worst, by far. But there's one that's just over the border in another state. They kind of suck as well, too. They never listen when I place the order. Like one thing I always say in my drinks, always, except for tea, because the tea isn't cooled, it's just in the bin, so I say light ice in the tea. But otherwise, I always get my drinks no ice. I don't like ice because A, it waters down your drink when it melts, and B, I mean, it's mildly annoying when you're driving and then you hear the of the ice, or, you know, an iceless drink tastes good the whole time, and you don't have to hear that annoying sound. I think the only reason the sound's annoying anyways isn't so much because I actually think it's annoying. It's just from when I was a kid. My mom used to always complain when we had drinks and there was ice and you could hear the ice and, hold that cup still! And we are, dang it! We're just driving and every time you hit a bump, the ice wiggles. So now it's just like a self-conscious thing, like, oh, I hear the ice. Shut up, ice, I hear you. But my liking of no ice has nothing to do with that. It's straight up, like I said, I just don't like when it melts and then your soda's watered down and it's disgusting. So, but anyways, yeah, I always order it like that, and these places never get it right. These McDonald's, they never get it right. I always get my drink with ice, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I said no ice for no reason. What's even worse is that they don't even pay attention. They make you have to say your order 3 times. There was one time I went in the drive-thru, placed my order. Person clearly wasn't paying attention because then there was a gap after I finished talking, and then they came back on again. I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Really? All I ordered was 1 drink, no ice. You didn't hear that? Then I get to the window, and they say, oh, a person didn't even bring it in. What was your order again? And I'm thinking, are you serious? So then I tell a person at the window, this drink, no ice. Now I'm thinking, okay, it should be right. I'm telling her at least. Nope, get to the next window, there's ice in it. And the problem is I know that it wasn't the person working at the window and put ice in it because the machine is automated. It does whatever's inputted. So that's that doofus at the back window that took my money that asked me what did I order, and I told her whatever it was, root beer no ice. She didn't even type in the no ice. Even right there on the spot, they still can't listen. And that's just how it always goes at McDonald's. I'm like, what's up with McDonald's service? What kind of morons are they hiring nowadays? Like, I just don't understand what's happening. It's very annoying. And part of the annoyance is, because, well, one, when you say something 3 times, it should be perfect. I get it if you said it once and they screw up, fine. They're busy, it happens, it's annoying, but it happens. But 3 times, you still don't get it right? Really? But 2, it's annoying because, as I said, I worked there before, too. And I still have a fast food-ish job, my second job at Dunkin's. And, like, I can listen. I don't need somebody to tell me something 3 million times and still get it wrong. Like, it's not hard to do. It's part of your job. How can you not do your job right? So, I don't know. McDonald's is just, man. At least the ones around here. I'm not saying all of them. Maybe, I'm sure there's McDonald's out there that have great service. But I'm just saying around here where I live, it's a bunch of idiots that work there. So, between the corporate side of things being trash and the staffing being trash, it's like McDonald's for me is becoming a very unattractive place to go to. I can't really just say for me either. It's more than just me. Like, my mom doesn't like to go there anymore either. There was one time recently that we were gonna, what did we do? I think we went to laser tag, and then afterwards we were gonna go somewhere, and I don't know, I think it was my daughter or someone said, let's go to McDonald's, and my mom was like, nah, let's go to Burger King. At least it's cheaper there. And it's true. McDonald's, you can easily drop $15 and get practically nothing. At least Burger King, you can keep it under 10 if you're, with between their dollar menu and stuff, if you're thrifty enough and smart enough, and plus they send you the coupons, so you could keep it easily under $10. McDonald's, not so much. I mean, like I said about the McRib, that's $5 right there. I'm not saying you have to get a McRib, but I'm just saying, like, one sandwich is already half your budget. A lot of their meals are over $10 now too. I remember back in the day, I can't even say back in the day, it was like what, 5, 6, 7 years ago? It's not even that long ago. But the double quarter pounder meal was the most expensive meal. It was like $9 or something, $8, something kind of up there, but not that crazy. Now I think their most expensive is like $12, $13, something like that. And it's like, man, that's more than a sit-down restaurant. Like, this is fast food. It's trash food that's giving you bad health. And they're charging more than a sit-down restaurant? It's just insane. Anyways, though, that's not the point. The point was just to talk about the crappy service. So, I guess that covers that bit. So now on to the next part, which is, I was just thinking about the quote-unquote homeless people around town. I say quote-unquote because there's a difference between a real homeless person and these fake ones that go begging. A real homeless person doesn't beg. They just exist. You see them walking around. Like, there's a few homeless people in my area that you see. They just walk around. They're just doing their own thing, minding their own business. They don't want anyone to talk to them. They don't try to talk to anyone else. They're just doing their own thing. And then you got the fake homeless people. And those are the morons that stand at the end of like a shopping plaza when there's, 10, 15 places behind them that they could apply to, but they stand at the entrance and have a stupid sign, "Oh, help, this stupid excuse, blah, blah, blah," and beg you for money. Like one recently, I don't know if I talked about this before on a T4Cast, but since I'm bringing this up now, I'll just talk about it. There was one time a woman had a sign, and it said, "Help, homeless, I have 2 kids, my house burned down recently," something like that. I don't know what this stuff was, if she was saying homeless. I know she said she had kids and that her house burned down and I need help, blah, blah, blah. And all I thought was, your story does not make any sense. First off, if you had a house, that means you had a job to be able to afford your mortgage and property taxes and electric bill and all that. So what are you doing begging on the side of the road now? Well, you lost your job too because your house burned down? Well, that's a crappy job then if they're going to let you go because your house burned down. Second off, if you're a homeowner, then I would assume you had home insurance, as most people do. So you mean to tell me that your home insurance didn't offer you anything? Like you can't even go be posted up in a hotel for the time being? I mean, I'm sure your home insurance would give you whatever your house was worth, so you should be able to just get a new place in general, but at least at the bare minimum, you can't even get a hotel. And even then, you should still be able to afford a hotel no matter what, because you have a job, right? Like I just said, you were affording a mortgage and all that. So it was just like, what? Your story makes no sense. And then your kids. There she was without her kids. So I'm like, okay, you supposedly have 2 kids. Where are your kids at? If you have 2 kids, they're somewhere. So why can't you be there with them? Like, you can't be that homeless if you have a spot for them to go. If they're with they're with their grandmother. Okay, so what? They won't let you move in? Your house burned down, but either your parents or your husband's parents won't let you move in temporarily until you get yourself back on your feet? They're really that crappy? They only want the kids? I don't know, but that's like the fake type of homeless person. It's just an idiot trying to just take easy street, and I hate that. At least the ones in my area aren't as aggressive. Like the ones in the city, those ones, how do I explain? It's not a real city. Like the New York people, they're just sitting on the side of a building. They're not aggressive. But like the ones near where I live, they sit at they stand at lights, like off the highway, and they come up to your vehicle and, "Got any money?" And I hate it. It's so awkward. It's worse in summer too, because your windows are actually open and these idiots are coming up to you, and it's just like, hurry up, light, change. But yeah, well, I guess that's a panhandler then, right? Not a homeless person, but still, they're pretending they're homeless. But anyways, I hate that. But still, even the ones in my area, I hate it, because like if we're at a light and you're sitting next to them, yeah, they don't come up to you, but it's just awkward. Like, ugh. Go away. What are you standing there for with your stupid sign? F you. I just hate it. And the thing is, too, is like I said, these people stand in areas where there's tons of jobs behind them. Like, if you're homeless, that means you have nothing else better going on in your life. Which means get 3 jobs. Work non-stop. Seriously. You could probably coordinate it so that way then 2 of your jobs you're working 5 days a week and the other job you're working 4 days. And the way that would work is the 3rd job, basically you would work at the days off from the other 2 jobs. So make sure that those other 2 jobs have days off that don't align. You know what I mean? Like maybe one job your days off are Monday, Wednesday, the other ones are Tuesday, Thursday. And then your 3rd job, you could work that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And every day you'd be working 2 jobs. You just have to coordinate the time frames. So, you know what I mean? One job's maybe, I don't know, it would get complicated. But seriously, if you're homeless and you have nothing else going on, just work. Work. Save that money. Get direct deposit, put it in the bank, and let it build up. You'll be able to easily afford a place in like 2 months. Probably sooner. I mean, if you're homeless, what bills do you have? And if you're working 3 jobs, even just minimum wage, say you're bringing home $300 a week per job. Well, per 2 of them, and then the 3rd one, you're working a little bit less, 4 days instead of 5, so say it's $250. That's still $850 straight in the bank, minus a little bit of food. Obviously, you have money now, so you want to at least get yourself some food. So say you have $800 left per week. 8 times 4, that's $3,200. You could easily get an apartment after 1 month of working hard like that. Like, you don't have to be homeless if you really are. You don't have to be standing on the side of the street like an idiot. You just need to hustle and fix your life problems. Plus once you get a job, then it helps you, while you're still homeless, it helps you be able to freshen up a little bit. At least you can go in the bathroom now and you have a job. So now you can afford razors, you can regularly shave, so you can make yourself look more presentable. You can wash your hands and face. Yeah, maybe you can't wash your whole body, but you can at least do your hands, face, maybe your arms, elbows. Look a little more presentable. Then when you start getting the money, you can do your laundry. Like, I don't know, it's like most of these people that are homeless, you can get yourself out of the situation. Yeah, I'm sure I'd say it's probably like 85% of the homeless people don't have to be. They're just choosing to be lazy. 15%, yeah, maybe there's legit something. Maybe you have some kind of mental incapacity that kind of holds you back, or maybe, something happens and that's why you're on the street and you're just not in tune with how to fix it. But most of them, like, if you're smart enough to somehow find cardboard and a marker and write a stupid sign, then you're smart enough to get a dang job or 2 or 3 or 4. Geez, whatever your schedule could allow you to do it. I mean, you're homeless, working 24 hours a day. Yeah, you'll be super tired, but what the heck? At least you're in a building. It's better than sleeping outside in the woods or something, right? I don't know. It's just stupid, though. It's like, F you. Don't stand there with a sign. Get a job. There's 15 places behind you. Apply to every single one of them. I mean, literally, what's your availability? Anything. Overnights, days, mornings, evenings, every single day. I have nothing else to do with my life. I'm homeless. And then on a tangent, not really a tangent, on a side note, it's kind of a new topic, is I hate when places want you to donate. Not want you, but they ask you, do you want to donate to this charity? Like, say you go to, where is it right now? I think it's, there's a place right now. It's Target or GameStop, somewhere. They're currently doing a thing where you can donate your change. Like, if you pay with a debit card. I mean, it probably works if you pay. Why do I keep saying play? If you pay with cash, I just always pay with debit, so I only know about the debit side of things. But anyways, they have it so that way then you can donate your change. And I always say no to that crap. I say no because the way I see it is, first off, I have it so that way then my change is set up to roll into a savings for me. So I'm like, F you, I want my money. I set this up for myself for a reason. I'm not trying to get rid of it. So anyways, that's one. But 2 is, I don't know why I said the 2 with emphasis like that. 2 is, the way I see it is, I don't want to donate to your stupid charity, whatever dumb random thing you're choosing. If I want to donate my money, I will pick a charity that I choose to donate to, not have you have some predetermined thing. Hey, you want to put money towards this? No, I don't. I will pick something if I want to donate money. Because 3, at the end of the day, when you donate to a charity, that's a tax deductible thing. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. You can deduct it on your taxes, which kind of sounds like a crappy thing when you think about it. Yeah, I donated $300, so I want to deduct that from my taxes. But still, it's tax deductible. So when you donate to a charity through a store, you can't claim that. No, granted, yeah, if you're doing your change, maybe your change is only 25 cents that you're donating, so it's kind of like whatever. But still, at the end of the day, though, what ends up happening? Well, Burger King or GameStop or Walmart or Target or whatever the place is that's putting on that donation, they are the one donating, and they are the ones getting all the credit. Oh, we've donated $3 million to X charity. No, you didn't. Tons of people donated that money, and now you guys are getting all the credit for it. Like, that's not right. And then what happens? They can deduct that on their taxes at the end of the year. So now, so just for easy numbers, say Burger King they had a goal of, they wanted to raise $1 million for charity X. And then they said, oh, we'll also donate $1 million to match it. So now they make a donation to charity X of $2 million. Now it looks like, oh, Burger King donates $2 million, which $1 million of that the people donated, F you. And 2, though, what happens at the end of the year? Burger King gets to write that off. So the million that Burger King donated, they got back. So it's like they donated nothing. And now, because of the money that all the people donated, they get to claim that as well. So now Burger King made $1 million, or I don't know why I'm singling out Burger King. Any of these places, Burger King, Target, McDonald's, whatever place is running the event. They made $1 million because now they get to claim $2 million in donations when really they only donated $1 million, and now they're claiming everybody's $1 million that was compiled together and donated. So that's another reason. Like, I don't want to pitch in towards a multi-billion-dollar industry making even more money. You know what I mean? That's not right. Like, F you. So I hate when these places ask me, do you want to donate? No, I don't want to donate. If I want to donate my money, I will do the research myself and find a charity that I actually support, and I'll give them my money. But then that's the other thing too, because I feel like, I don't want to donate my money in general anyways. I work hard for my money. Why am I screwing up on what I'm trying to say? I work hard for my money. I have 2 jobs. Like, I do what I can for what I have. And that money is for myself and my daughter. I'm not looking to give it away to, X cause or Y cause. So, and then the last thing too why I hate these charities at the stores is because at the end of the day, like, say there's one at Walmart. You're going to Walmart to get basic supplies. Okay, I need toilet paper, I need some milk, I need some, food for dinner, I need, if you have a baby, I need some diapers, some wipes, yada yada. Most times when people go to Walmart, they're getting basic things. Yeah, Walmart also offers fun things like movies, video games, and that lot as well. But a lot of times people go to Walmart for serious stuff. And so when you get to the register to buy your serious stuff and they're asking if you want to donate to a charity, it's like, what? No, that's not what I came here for. I came here because I had a list of supplies I needed, not because I'm trying to donate to a charity. Like, it's just... it just seems rude and weird. Or like when you go to McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or whatever and they have a charity, it's like, what? F you. I'm trying to just get dinner. I'm not trying to donate to a charity. Like, this isn't the time or place for that. I'm here to get something to eat. What the heck? F off. What the heck? And this kind of is a stream of conscious thing. So as I said, I'm always driving and there's a trailer truck guy. He's towing... I don't know what he's got. He's got one of those bulbous ones. So he's got some kind of liquid, maybe liquid nitrogen or water. I don't know what he's got in there. But he was like hardcore staring me down. It was weird. I mean, seriously, he was in a couple lanes over and we were at a light, but his lane was much higher up. So he was able to move closer to the light. Like, there was a string of cars in front of me. So I was kind of back. And like, he's going up there and he's like cracking his head around to stare me down. I'm like, what are you looking at? I didn't do anything. I didn't cut him off. I'm not driving dummy. I know I'm talking, but like, I'm still fully paying attention while I'm driving. I'm doing speed limits. Like, I don't know what this guy's staring at me for. It was weird. The weirder part too is like, when I noticed him, he was already making dead eye contact with me. It was like, how is this possible? What is going on right now? I see this guy with his head fully turned around to stare at me, dead eye contact. Like, what? You need to be paying attention. There's cars in front of you. You're staring at me. You're going to hit them. I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, so yeah. F off to these places that want to have you donate when you're just trying to do something basic for yourself. I hate that. All right. I'm actually getting close to my destination, but there was something else I wanted to say. I forgot now, though. Oh yeah, the Trump thing. I know, I kind of get political sometimes. I don't really want to. I feel like this time around it's just big. It's like, it kind of matters what happens. And it's like with Biden winning, okay. It's just like, this isn't good. It's really not. And the thing that doesn't make any sense is, I don't want to jump on that potential conspiracy theory that Biden didn't win and the election was rigged. It probably was, but I'm not really trying to hop on that. But it is very, very ridiculously suspicious that he somehow won. There's just so much evidence that points to the contrary. It's like, first off, look at any rallies. Biden rallies, there's like 2 people there, and they're senior citizens. Trump rallies, it's like a sold-out stadium. And it's like, how are you telling me that a guy that can't attract a crowd How are you telling me that a guy that can't attract a crowd is somehow winning when the guy who does have a crowd and people clearly support him and like him are the ones that voted less? I don't see how that makes any sense. But it's also, I just think about, like, my area. Okay, so I live in Connecticut, and, like, in my area, I see a lot of Trump stuff. You see it on the trucks with the flags that they put on their trucks, or you see it, like, just randomly just strung about. Like, there was a flag on a telephone pole for Trump support. There's one on a business just kind of randomly set up. It was weird. It's just in the front. Like, they made a makeshift flag, basically. What else? Like, you see that, though, everywhere. I can think of 3 Biden supporters in my area. There's an apartment complex with Biden flag out front. Across the street, it's not really like a Biden flag, but it's clearly in support of Biden. It says "dump the turd," and then it has a picture of Trump, like a cartoon type picture of Trump, just his head and his hair, but it's in the shape of the poop emoji. And then, there's this business close to my company that has a Biden flag out front as well. But that's it. 3. You see Trump stuff everywhere else. And granted, yeah, I live in like, you know, in a corner of the state, so I don't know what the rest of the state's looking like, but I'm like, if this is how the state's looking here, I don't see why it would be so radically different elsewhere. I don't know. But somehow, Connecticut apparently ended up voting for Biden because he's who won our state. I don't know. Doesn't really seem to make sense to me. But then on TikTok, there's a guy, Barry Mode, and his account is now suspended, probably because he has conservative views. And, you know, everything nowadays is all, F's conservatives. If you're not liberal, we don't want to hear you. So now his account's been suspended. But anyways, he was a Trump supporter, and he lives in Michigan, and his job requires him to travel. And he said that all throughout his state, all he saw was Trump support. Trump. He said, just like me, he saw only a couple Bidens here and there. And yet, somehow, Michigan went to Biden. And it's like, how does this make sense? Something's not right. I don't know. It's just, like, I'm not trying to pick sides. I'm just saying it's just weird. How is a guy that seems to have so much support lose? It just doesn't add up. Something else I wanted to move on to was the weird censorship that's going on. Especially with Trump and, like, being banned on everything. Even random things that he doesn't even do anything on. It's like they're preemptively banning him just in case. Like, what is it, Spotify? He doesn't put anything on Spotify. Or, what's the other thing? Something random. I don't know. But all these stupid areas banning him. It's like, what is wrong with you guys? First off, isn't that a violation of the First Amendment? Like, I get it, a company is its own proprietary thing, and they make their own rules and regulations, but at the same time, like, this guy is still the president, and they're just casually banning him? That doesn't seem to make sense to me. Like, I could see as soon as he becomes a civilian again if they wanted to pull some crap like that, but the guy is still the president. Like, I mean, for the most part, his Twitter account is like official decrees or whatever, right? When he puts something on there, it counts as an official presidential statement. And now you're going and blocking him from Twitter and everything else? I don't know. It's kind of effed up. And it's like, you can't find it because now everything's been blocked. But they're trying to say it's all because of, he incited the Capitol, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I saw his press conference thing that he released after the riots, and, you know, it was professional, and it condoned what happened, so it's like, I don't know. I just feel like something's going on with the media and the stupid left-wing crap. It's like that's all that they want to push out there on everybody, and why this is taking over, I don't understand. And it's like the few remaining right-wing / conservative outlets, they always try to make them people look dumb and crazy and stuff, like Fox News. They're always picking on Fox News, how those people are all crazy, you know. Or Tucker Carlson, they're always making fun of. I mean, Tucker is kind of dumb, But still, like, the rest of the media, stupid CNN and all that crap, are always blasting it, making it worse than it truly is. And it's just, I don't understand, because when you really stop and think about it, it's just ironic, like, oh, okay, so conservative thoughts are stupid, but anybody who's liberal can say, you know what, I identify as a tree, and you're supposed to accept that, though. I see how that's logical. Oh, yes, you say you're a tree? You're a tree. Yes, you are. Oh, what do you think? There's 80-something genders? Yes, that's correct thinking. We should support this, and people that think the real way, they're bad. Those people bad. Yes, you do need to have mental health evaluation checks and possibly put on antipsychotics, but no, we're going to embrace that you have problems and act like it's okay. Like, seriously? I don't know what's going on with the dang society nowadays. It's ridiculous. It's like, not for this to come off the wrong way, which it probably will, especially with how people are stupid and want to twist everything you say. Luckily for me, I'm a nobody for now, so nobody's listening to this anyways. But what I'm going to say is, I almost feel like I understand why terrorists are the way that they are. I'm not saying I'm going to go out and be a terrorist, but I'm just saying, like, you know, they see our country, how it's just so effed up, and it's like, that's why they just hate us. You know what I mean? Like, granted, the terrorist countries are pretty screwed up too, making the women wear burqas, and they cut your hand off for stealing, and all this other weird, crazy stuff, and then being terrorists and martyrs, and yeah, they're not very sane either, but I can understand, though, to a certain degree, why they'd hate us. Because there's a lot of stupidity that goes on over here, like that. People just being able to, you know, switch genders whenever they feel like. Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? I'm a woman. I decree I'm a woman. I've been a man for 42 years, but I'm a woman now. Oh, okay. And then we're supposed to just start calling him she and her and everything because, you know, they just said I'm a woman out of nowhere. Oh, okay. Or, you know, the best argument has been with Ben Shapiro when one of these freaks was trying to condone that stuff, and people can blah 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 blah. There's more than, and then he's asked her, "How old are you?" And she was like, "I don't know, 22." So, you know, some young retard. And then he says, "Okay, so how come you're not 60?" And then she's just looking at him like, "What the F are you talking about?" Almost like she was going to laugh, like he had such a stupid, invalid point. And then after he was like, well, why aren't you 60? If you could say that you're a horse, so how come you can't say that you're 60? Oh, that's right, because you're not. You're not 60. You are 22. You were born on this day and this year, and when you add it up, it makes you be 22 years that you have existed on this planet. So likewise, you're a female, you're a woman, you're a she, end of story. You know, and even if you did say you were 60, it doesn't mean that you are 60. You're not. You're just throwing random numbers out there. Same as this. You could say that you're a man all you want. You're not a man. When you die and you become just a skeleton, if in 1,000 years archaeologists dug your body up and tested it, they'd say this was a female, probably died around X age, probably was roughly this height. They wouldn't say, oh, this was definitely a man. Or they wouldn't be able to look into it and be like, oh, this was a trans man. Is that even the right words? I don't know. When a girl says they're a guy, is that the right word? Trans male? I don't know. It's just, and then it's just weird too with all these movements that have been happening in the country. Like, everything is, I don't know, pro everything. It's like they're trying to flip how things have been, but and it's to better things, I get it, but at the same time, it's to a ridiculously over-the-top, extreme degree. Like, what I mean is, you know, everything for a long time was just normal nuclear family. Yeah, maybe you'd say, oh, it's all pro-white. Well, it wasn't. It's just, I guess that's what the media portrayed during those days. But now it's just insane. It's like everything is turning to pro everything else. Everything's pro-black, everything's pro-gay, everything's pro-minority, everything's pro even woman. It's just, like, I'm not trying to be like, yeah, it should be, everything's just pro-man. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's switching into a extremely psychotic degree way too fast. Like, the pro-black stuff. It's like, I feel like the whole entire point of Black Lives Matter isn't even being met. It's like it had an initial goal, and now it's just blown out way out of proportion to ridiculously psychotic levels. Like, it was supposed to be just something to, raise black awareness. Like, oh, white violence against them. Oh, not white violence, but white police brutality against black criminals. Which, let's be fair, the people are doing something wrong anyways. I don't think the cops are just like, hey, look, a black guy, let's go beat him. This will be fun. Obviously, in majority of the cases that you might see something going on that's a bit aggressive, there's more behind the scenes than the media wants to throw out there, or little babies that want to cry about it want to put out there. Like, for example, the situation with George Floyd. Like, first off, he was high on at least one drug. I think he might have had 2 drugs in his system, but I know definitely one. He was high on something at the time. Well, sometimes when you're high, it makes you stronger to begin with. Second, he was being very uncooperative. I mean, they eventually released the police footage, and if you watch it, he's being ridiculously uncooperative the whole time. And then third, I mean, obviously he was a criminal. It's not like he's just some random guy just casually going for a walk down the road, and cops are just like, let's ruin this guy's day for no reason. No, they were going to him for a reason. Cops were called on him for a reason. They were dispatched to him for a reason. He did something that required police to show up and handle him. You know what I mean? Like, me or you, if you're not doing anything, I don't do anything. I'm not going to have cops just show up for no reason. They show up for a reason. They were there. There was a bunch of them, too. They had the backup for a reason. It wasn't for racist stuff. And then, yeah, maybe the leg on his neck was a bit extreme or whatever. But the way I see it is maybe that's just a regular tactic. I mean, why else would you do it? And nobody said anything. There was, 4 other cops there? No one said anything. What, they're all just super racist? Like, yeah, let's kill this guy. Come on, are you applying the full pressure of your leg on his neck? Come on! No, they were just subduing him. Maybe that's a regular tactic to subdue somebody. And like I said, he was on drugs. I don't recall offhand what he was on, but maybe it was something that was, making him have a little bit of an increased strength as well. So the leg to the neck procedure worked so that then the cop had most of his body on him, which helped him overpower this guy that's tripping and getting stronger because of whatever he's on. You know what I mean? Like, there's things to take into consideration. But anyhow, all I'm trying to get at is you never hear it the other way around. It never makes it on the news when a black cop does something to a white guy. Oh, because who cares about that, right? We don't actually care about the violence unless there's a narrative to it. Oh, look at these white cops with the black guy. Oh, of course they're racist. Oh, a black cop did something to the white guy? It's fine. It's not racist. It's like the stupid media is propagating reverse racism. It's making it okay for black people to do whatever the heck they want, but as soon as a white person does something wrong, it's the end of the world. And it's just weird. And, yeah, just like I was saying, too, with the LGBTQ blah, 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 blah crap. Like, the last part of that, let's see, lesbian, gay, trans, bi, okay. That should really just be LGB. Because if you have T or any of those other letters that they add on, it means you have a mental health problem, okay? Like, take it as me being mean. You're being mean, or whatever little baby thing you want to say. But you know what? It's straight up, it is what it is. Like, you clearly have a problem if you believe that you're something that you're not. And it needs to be properly evaluated as such. And for some reason, instead, we're going to be living in a society where it's okay. Where you can just walk around, I'm a pebble. I'm a pebble. Call me, I don't know what kind of retarded things you'd want to be called. I know that some of the dumb ones are like Z and Zer, XI and XUR. And it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds normal. Those are normal pronouns, not him and her. No, Z, Zer. Oh, call me they. They? I don't even understand how that's a thing, that some of these people want to be called they. Like, it is what people used to say, and that was insulting, right? Oh, I think they is in the same vein as it. But yeah, somehow they is accepted. I want you to call me they. What? Okay. So now you're a they. All right. And then it's, I don't know. It just gets so deep with these morons too. Because you have some morons that think, oh yeah, there's 80 whatever genders and I'm a tree. But then they'll go and make a TikTok that says, when you're so sexy that you can attract both genders or something. And it's like, oh, now you think it's just two because it works for your stupid video. But then when you want to be a freak and spit out your propaganda, then all of a sudden it's, oh yeah, there's 70. Anyhow, that's about enough of that. Of course, I have a differing opinion than what the media wants you to accept. So, I'm a bad guy, right? Which is ridiculous, because 20 years ago, this would have been fine. Early 2000s, early mid-2000s, this is what everybody thought. Now, all of a sudden, you say it, though, and oh my God. Just like I said retarded 3 times. Uh-oh. Well, I said the R word. It's like, I don't know what the heck. I don't know what's going on. Society's just stupid nowadays. I don't know how I get on these weird tangents too. Like, I started off making fun of McDonald's, and then I get into all this weird political stuff. I guess it's because what I think about all the time, because it's just so stupid, and how everyone's on board, and it needs to stop. Like, I'm not saying like, racism should be happening. Oh, I don't know why we still ain't like how it used to be, the good old days of the 1830s. Oh, I'm not saying that. And I'm also not saying, people who think that they're something that they're not should be, we should kill them. No, but I do think is they need to get mental health help, be on some kind of medication that helps stabilize them, not just, yeah, that's fine, like Bruce Jenner. Are you kidding me right now? This guy was like 67 years old, and he's like, yeah, I'm a woman. I'm like, no, you're not, bro. You fathered, 6 kids? You are 6 kids' dad. Okay? You got a dick. You have a Y chromosome. Like, you are not a woman. And how do you go this long in your life and then be like, hey, by the way, I'm a woman. Hey, by the way, I'm a woman. Like, no, you're not. Or like there's this actress person from some show, I don't know, NCIS or something. She's 42 and all of a sudden now I'm a man. Oh, okay, yeah. Or who's that other one? The one that was in Juno. I'm a boy too. I'm a man. Yeah, okay, sure. You played in a movie as a pregnant teenager, but now you're a guy. Okay, yeah, because most guys can get pregnant, right? Oh, but I'm the bad guy probably for saying this stuff, right? I'm the idiot. It's just frustrating and dumb, and it needs to stop. It just needs to go how things are normal. Just be neutral about it. That's all. Who cares? You don't have to talk about it. Why does race have to be talked about all the time? It's like talking about race all the time is only making racism. Seriously. Because now it's on everybody's mind. Now they're being hyper-focused on it, hyper-aware of it. And you're just creating a situation that might not normally exist. People who might literally be, I'm colorblind. You know how people say that? Well, people might naturally be like kids. Kids are just naturally colorblind. They don't care if their friends are black or Latino or Mexican or Chinese. All they see is, oh, this kid's cool. I like hanging out with, child X. He's my friend. She's my friend. They don't see it as, oh, you're Chinese, I don't like you. Oh, you're black, I don't like you. So if the media would stop talking about that stupidity all the time, that's how everyone would just be. But like I said, you're just creating racism. And I guarantee you, too, the people that are racist are only getting more racist now. So it's like, it's just doubly stupid. You're creating new racists, and you're enhancing the existing racists. And then the people that are going the other direction are just going over the top. I am super not racist. I'm the exact opposite of that. And then they're going over the top in the other direction of ridiculousness. It's like everybody wanted to laugh at Trump, too, for saying the fake news stuff. It's like, no, there's a reason for that, because they pick and choose what they want to say. They take an incident where it could be, something was being recorded for an hour. Say a thing from Trump he was giving a speech an hour long, and say 2 minutes of it he's goofing around being kind of stupid. Boom, that's what would get blasted all over the media. The other 58 minutes, who cares about that? We only care about these 2 minutes right here. And they would make article upon story about those 2 minutes, and have all these different takes, have discussions, and they would turn hour-long shows into discussing a 2-minute clip. And it's like, really? That's all you took out of it? A whole hour, and that's all you took out of it, is those 2 minutes. Okay, 120 seconds. Okay. I guess really the problem isn't society, it's just the media. The media needs to be shut down. Instead of Twitter and all these other enterprises banning specific people because, you think properly, you're not a freak. Instead of that, what needs to happen is just some kind of something needs to shut down everything. Trump needs to, in his last few days, just shut down everything. Like, all right, F you, CNN, F you, all news, boom, bam, done, bye. And then maybe society can get smart again. They can start having the brainwash get cleaned out of their head, and they can start using their own brains again. Because that's how everyone is too. Everyone's just monkey see, monkey do. I like to park in far, dumb, stupid, secluded areas when I go to the store. Why? Multiple reasons. 1, it gives me a smidge more exercise to walk that much further to go to the door. 2, it kind of gives me not privacy, what's the word I'm looking for? It just makes it so that I have space. If I'm dicking around at my car when I'm filling up, if I have a carriage full of stuff, I don't have to worry about any other cars around me, my carriage hitting their car, because I'm by myself. Or at least that's the intention. And then 3, when I had my Cadillac, I really cared about that car, and I did not want anybody around it. I didn't want some van full of kids parking next to me, and they're slamming their door in my car, or their carriage is going into my car. So I used to park far to protect it. Further away from the door, the less chance I'm going to have people around me. But no, the theory always backfired. Why? Because people are brain dead and can't ever think for themselves. You park in one spot by yourself, and 10 minutes later you come out the store, you're completely surrounded. And it's like, really? The parking lot is empty, and you all parked right on top of me? Like, a perfect example is recently I went to my local Five Below. So Five Below shares, it's in a plaza, so basically it just shares a massive parking lot with all the other stores. But I was parked in an area 100% by myself. There was no cars behind me, no cars in front of me. I was ridiculously isolated. What happened when I came out? There was 4 cars all around me. The only 4 cars in the parking lot parked with me. And it was like, yep, there you go. Prime example of how people are so stupid. You have an entire parking lot. You can't find somewhere else to park. You have to park right next to me. Hey, there's a car. Let me just go right there because I can't use my brain and be original. Duh. Or like when you go to a restaurant, same thing. I mean, now with social distancing, that's one thing that's great about this super stupid social distancing crap. People can't sit on top of you anymore. But before, that's what it used to be. You'd go to like Burger King. You're the only patron in the whole entire restaurant sitting at a table. And where does the next moron sit? Right on top of you. Either at the booth behind you or the booth in front of you or the table that's next to you. Always though, right on top of you. They can't use their brain and choose somewhere else. They have the entire restaurant, but I'm going to sit right next to this guy. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. At least you're smart. It's so annoying. And see, that's exactly what the media preys on. They know everyone's retarded and can't use their own brains. Geez, actually, I was just thinking the irony with saying retarded. I mean, traditionally, that word is supposed to be derogatory towards people with mental disabilities. And just thinking about it, those people are probably smarter than the majority of the normal people. Because they probably do have their own thoughts. They don't just they might be influenced by, like, their helper, whoever they might have, whether it's family or some social worker or something. But, geez, they probably formulate more of their own thoughts than most morons do. And they probably actually question things, too, just like me. They'd be like, how come the parking lot is empty, but everybody's parked on top of where we parked? And it's like, yeah, I know, exactly. A person that is, needs a helper to function has more common sense, though, than majority of society. That makes sense. Anyways, I got stuff to do. I'm sitting in the parking lot right now just talking, trying to finish this off. So, yeah, I guess this is it. And, yeah. I said see ya.